I never had anything about deportation. The risks I never considered. He ghosted me. He blocked me. He said he doesn't want anything to do with me. The few that know, they can never share their experience. That is the problem. Sometimes I just sit down and I ask myself, what if? What if something was different? Trust me, the grass is greener where you water it.
Hello, welcome to Destination Deutschland. This is the first podcast from Albatros. My name is Christian Nwachukwu and I'm a health counselor for Albatros here in Brandenburg, Germany. Albatros provides health advice and advice for migrants and people that are seeking asylum as well as refugees. And we are going to be meeting some of them. Today we're going to hear from Victoria, a university graduate from Kenya, who came to Germany through the help of an agent who promised her that everything would be very rosy when she comes to Germany. But after she landed, she quickly discovered that this is not the reality. If you are going through a similar situation and passing through some mental health challenges, at the end of the podcast, there will be a means to reach out to us. So first, let's meet Victoria. I began by asking her what motivates people like her to leave her home country to Germany. Good morning.
Good morning to you.
Thank you so much for obliging yourself to come for this interview. From your experience, can you walk me through why some people engage in irregular migration?
I'd say majority of people whom I've come across when here, after my arrival here, majority are actually very skilled. They have degrees, masters, and from my home country, there are no opportunities. You find like an individual is qualified, but then due to unemployment, they find it hard to survive. You find your parents maybe sold their natural resources, for example, the land they owned, to educate you through the university. You finish the university, you graduate. Now you have to give back to them, if you know what I mean. And you are not able to support your parents. It becomes a frustrating situation for an individual. So majority opt to come here to seek for greener pastures. And I'd say also the political and instability of a country can also force one to come here, because you find the people who are old and supposed to be retired are still holding the offices. So you are a young graduate with fresh, creative, innovative ideas, and you can't come and bring your brilliant ideas out here because there is no chance for you at that particular moment. And you find most employers actually hire their kins. Quite unfortunate. I've worked with people who are not qualified and they tell you, here, I was given because I know the boss. So these are the kind of situations where you find yourself in and you just think, let me migrate and maybe get something small for my family back home and to curb the poverty. That is the experience for almost all Kenyans, because I am very certain Kenyans do have papers, and going through that rigorous educational process, I know our system of education right now has hitches, but before it's very rigorous, and having finished university is not easy. Not many people finish. So that is why majority of us come here.
And are there other reasons you think?
I'd say maybe the cultural practices. There are some communities in our country which still practice the female genital mutilation. Okay. So it forces females to actually run to seek shelter to hide from such practices, if you understand what I'm saying, because you can imagine your daughter going through the female mutilation. It's not easy. So those are the reasons why you can migrate to other countries.
When you were coming, did you at any time consider maybe the risk associated with this irregular migration?
To be honest, this idea was tabled before me.
So it was not your
No.
It was not your idea. It was not your willingness.
No, it was tabled before me and my parents. They called themselves agents, and this individual was so convincing. He was, oh, you've done this course. In Germany, there are opportunities. There are opportunities. Yes, there are opportunities, but he didn't mention this process of coming here, what will happen. So it was just tabled. I never had anything about deportation. I've never even Googled anything regarding Europe or anything, because maybe I was thinking if you come to Europe, maybe it's because of education or work. That's it. So the risks I never considered. They have never crossed my mind, to be honest. Never.
Okay, in a nutshell, can you maybe walk me through how it all started?
So this person came and said there are opportunities in Europe. Mm-hmm. So I wasn't up for it because I actually was working and I was very much comfortable, because as much as I was living with my parents, life was good. It was good. I had a job. I was stable I was satisfied with the income I was getting. But then, our parents. So when you table an idea, they're like, there are better opportunities out there for you. You can go out there, do your master's, do your PhD, or specialize in anything else you want. It doesn't have to be this particular field that you have studied. So they listened to this man. Personally, I know my father was not up for the idea because he could sense this man was not straightforward. But women, we know women. My mother was convinced. She was like, you can go, you will make it. So he only came once, tabled the idea, and left it to us to think about it. So my parents ended up making the decision for me. This is my mom. My mom calls the guy and said, we are ready. So when can everything start being prepared? The guy is like, okay, after your daughter lands there is when you will pay me my amount. Now this is the part for exploitation, as you can see. Mm-hmm. But it didn't cross my mind by then. I was like, this person will not push us to pay the money as much as he's tabling this idea. So he said he'll sort everything out and he will let us know when I get my visa. That's it. He said everything else I will know when I get here, about the job, about how to cope, about the system. I will get to know it when I'm here.
And do you think this reality is also for a lot of people in Kenya?
Yeah.
They don't know.
Okay, from the people I've spoken with, the few people I've interacted with, some know, but majority do not. Majority are just like me. You're blindsided, you have the qualifications, and you just want to get out of the situation you are in because poverty is not a good state, not especially when you're from Africa. And you can see the state of your parents and you're like, I need to get them out of this kind of life. But the few that know, they can never share their experience. That is the problem.
What was your experience when you arrived here and you became aware that many people who migrate illegally often face worse living conditions?
Disappointment, regret, and frustrations all slapped me at once. I couldn't even believe it, but it's life. You have to pick up your pieces and move on. You have to soldier on. You accept your situation and take the next steps, because it's not like you can salvage your money and go back home immediately. Yet you are here illegally, meaning you don't have the documents. So how will you go back home?
You are listening to Destination Deutschland, the podcast from Albatros. We hear more from Victoria about her journey to Germany in just a moment. But first, here's a message from Albatros.
Starting a new life as a refugee in Germany can be difficult, but at Albatros, we are here to help you. We provide support with the healthcare system and mental health service when needed. We work in your native language. Our services are free, and everything you discuss with us is confidential. For more details, check the link in the podcast description.
This is Christian Nwachukwu from Albatros. Now we return to my conversation with Victoria and the agent in Kenya, who promised her a new life in Germany, but was not all he seemed. What in particular did this person tell you? Is it that you are coming as a student, or that you are coming for work, or that you are coming for tourism? What in particular?
This person said, I'm coming for work, but the visa was for visit. I actually have searched for legal ways to come to Germany. After my degree, I used to apply for scholarships, which somehow I got lucky. I got an MBA online, which is good. So these opportunities are there. Now this one is online, this one is different. You're not coming to this country, you're doing the course online. But this one where you have to come here, the process is so rigorous. Back home, you find yourself, you can't meet the threshold for the particular country that you want to come to, if you understand what I'm saying, because they need to take you through some tests, you need to do some examinations, like in Deutschland, you need to learn the language. These are things I never knew when I was back home. If I knew, I would have learned the language, come here with my experience in the language and with my degree, maybe I would have been far. Sometimes I just sit down and I ask myself, what if? All the time, what if something was different? I would have done something differently. Yeah. But now, the tune has completely changed.
Can you walk me through the financial risk? At what point did what was the financial risk you took?
I'd say for the air ticket, I paid it myself because I was working. So I had some savings.
Okay.
Yeah, I had a good job. Oh my goodness. After I landed here, he ghosted me. He blocked me. He said he doesn't want anything to do with me. And now he calls my parents and starts to ask them for that money. So,
okay.
Yeah, you're supposed to pay him his cut, which he said back in Kenya, we don't have to pay, he'll organize after I get here. So after I got here is when he started pressurizing my parents.
Like how much?
It's a lot. I don't know how.
In euros, estimated in euros, let's see.
We say 4,000 euros.
4,000 euros,
yeah,
okay.
But, yeah, this is, 4,000 euros. Yeah, that's a lot.
And at what point did you pay this 4,000 euros?
No, we are still paying. Yeah, it's not easy. We are still paying. He wasn't being honest, so our argument was, you are not honest with us from the beginning. So you can't push us to pay you the 4,000 euros at once. So we'll be paying you small amounts that we can get every month until we finish your debt.
Okay, so if I understand you clearly, they make the arrangement for you.
Yeah.
In Kenya, you get the visa, and then when you land, for example, in Europe, you find your way.
Yeah. Yeah. Now is when, I don't want to mention the name, but you know the process. Now is when you start from the beginning, because that's the only choice. Where will you go?
From your end, from your side, do you think it was worth the risk?
No, it was not worth it. But I believe Europe has, opportunities. So I'm just trying to integrate and hoping these opportunities open up for me. If I knew, I would never have done this. That's my honest opinion. And this is my honest story. I would never have done this. And even my parents, wherever they're sitting right now, they regret.
Okay, so, from this experience you've seen that it's not exactly what you are being told. And what will you tell people back home? Can you just give us like a step down of your advice?
First and foremost, I'd really advise you not to come here illegally, because this process is a process of stagnation. You're just stagnant. You don't even know, you're uncertain about your future, and it's a process of isolation. You isolate yourself from your family. You come here, and imagine not being certain of what tomorrow holds for you. Yet, back home you've done something for yourself and you've actually made something for yourself. Like I know a few individuals who have sold almost everything they had back home just to come here and start from zero. Starting from scratch, yet you had your own car, your own house, you had your own, things were going well. You sold everything and with the hope of if you come to Europe, you will get more money or a good job. Trust me, the grass is greener where you water it. If you're coming here, I'd advise you look up for programs on the internet. They are called apprentice programs in Europe. These programs are very much so available. You can Google them up. And depending on what you've done in your undergraduate or your diploma, you can apply for these programs and come to Europe the legal way. You can also boost yourself by learning the language back in your country. And if you want work visa, there's the blue card now that they are giving out. Just apply for these things. These opportunities are online. Don't you come here illegally. It's not easy. You will be frustrated. You will stagnate. Personally, I've stagnated for a year. I keep wondering what the future holds. And depression sets in the long run. It doesn't even take that long. You will be depressed within 1 or 2 months. Let me not lie to you. In Europe, alcohol is cheap. You find yourself draining in alcohol and you find yourself smoking, wasting time because you have time to waste.
What would be your advice to people that uses agents to make their applications, just like you've done?
No, I'd say they're genuine agents. They are very genuine agents, but there are those who just want to exploit and take money from you. I don't know how you can differentiate them, but just be wise because you never know. When they talk, I don't know, the deal sounds really good until you get here and you are all by yourself. You have no one, you have nothing. So it's up to you to just, before you actually engage an agent, find out.
Yeah.
Because so many people have been conned a lot of money. You have to think twice. Yeah, when the deal is too sweet, think twice.
Let's now talk about the support you got from Albatros.
So Albatros has been a good team. Mm-hmm. So they've offered me reassurance about what I'm going through. And I think they've made me have peace of mind because it's not easy. Having peace of mind here is not easy. All the time you're overthinking, you don't know what next. But when you talk to people who have the experience in Europe, and some of them actually came through that way, so you are feeling, if this guy made it, then I'm on the right track. Albatros has been reassuring of my predicament. This is a predicament, to be honest. And I've gotten so much support. Their psychosocial support, I would say, is top-notch. They have qualified psychologists. They give you a wide spectrum of your health insurance information, and they also do health sensitization. Things that probably people in asylum are ignorant to know, or information that is out here but does not reach people who are in the asylum process. They are there to offer you that particular information, and it's free of charge, by the way.
How do you feel now? What benefits have you derived from them, from your own personal view?
They encourage me, by the way. They say my career is not over. There are steps I can actually take, like verifying my papers. And you can integrate by now starting the language class.
What recommendations do you give to people regarding Albatros services?
Please, if you feel overwhelmed with your situation, find time, visit their offices, free to talk to, just be open. Besides, this is your secret and the person you're talking to. I believe some things are never meant to be said outside, so just talk to someone. There's no point of being stressed and you need to work on yourself. Talk to someone. They know, they've been here, some have experienced the things you're going through, some went through them. I'm telling you from my own experience. Some actually went through this process of asylum and they have the information you need. So don't just sit there because a friend of yours told you, oh, you know, if you go to Albatros, or you're going to be asked for your Ausweis, and then they'll report you. No. The information you give is actually confidential, and they will assist you. Believe you me, the peace of mind you seek, you will find it here.
And do you have some words for Albatros?
Personally, I had so much doubt about this entire process, but ever since I met you guys, I think I can see light at the end of the tunnel.
That's nice. I think
Yeah.
with this we've come to the end of the interview, and I'm happy that you've said everything from your lived experience, and it was nice speaking with you. And thank you very much for obliging yourself once more to make this interview with me.
No, I really appreciate the opportunity, and I think it has been beneficial to me too, because I really needed to get that off my chest.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it has been beneficial. But guys, don't fail to reach out. Reach out. Albatros is good. And it's not where you are only. As long as you're in Deutschland, they are here with you.
Okay.
So reach out. Thank you, and I appreciate it.
Thank you so much. Victoria was speaking to me, Christian Nwachukwu. Destination Deutschland is a podcast from Albatros. Albatros is financially supported by the European Union and the State of Brandenburg. I hope you all join us again next time.
Hello, and thanks for listening to Albatros podcast. Starting a new life as a refugee in Germany can be challenging, with many obstacles and new things to learn. It takes strength, energy, and determination. At Albatros, we support refugees in Brandenburg in a variety of ways. We offer guidance on the healthcare system and provide mental health support if you are feeling overwhelmed. Our services are available in your native language, and everything you share with us is confidential. Best of all, our support is completely free. For more information, visit us at albatros-bz.de or check us out on Instagram. We look forward to connecting with you.